So I found out what I had, and I realized that a part of my gift was also right here. It's in my voice, and start praying over my voice and saying, okay, God, bring me opportunities that only come with this voice. You know what I'm saying? Once you find out what the gift is, I became clear. You think speaking is my gift. That's not my gift. I have a unique voice, a unique sound, right? It comes from my soul. It's like I'm singing.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone. And peace to you, sincere brothers out there, the true house of David. And I wanted to go over this lesson real quick to make you understand what the Lord actually went through. The Lord was actually hated and only loved by a few. And a lot of the hate came from his own people. That's what you have to remember dealing with this truth. When the Lord Yahushua came, the most of his hate that he received was from his people. So when you go to Luke, the 4th chapter, it goes into that, which I'm gonna read a little bit, going through Luke, the 4th chapter. So the thing about this truth is, the men of the Lord, they wasn't accepted by their people. Even when you go to the scribes and the Pharisees, when the Lord came on the scene, they actually looked down on the Lord because they were sitting in these high seats. And it always goes back to these high seats. You got to understand, the ones that were sitting in these high seats, they looked good with everybody. Everything was cool with everybody. But when the Lord came, which was the real voice of the Heavenly Father, he was hated by people on a large scale. You're not going to be liked if you're teaching the words of the Lord and strengthening in power. Now, if you're a false prophet, you're going to be loved and liked. Because the scripture tell you in Matthew 23 that all they works they do to be seen of men. Everything these guys, a false prophet does, he just want to be seen. Beats when the Lord came, he was teaching the Lord's words, and nobody really accepted him. I'm going to go into Luke, the 4th chapter. They wanted to actually throw the Lord off a damn cliff because they were so pissed off at what he was speaking. And just like with Paul, when Paul was speaking in the book of Acts against Diana, he caused riots. People wanted to kill him too, even though at one time he had to be let down a basket. See, these things that the true men of the Lord went through, they were actually hated by their own fucking people, man. That's what you have to understand. The bulk of the trials and the tribulations came from his own people. The Lord, when he went through certain things, they actually hated him. They didn't want to be reproved. You know, when you go to Isaiah the 5th chapter, they say they love they love the evil and they hate the good, which the Lord was good and the scribes was evil. And our people, they cling to what looks good and what everybody clings to. Now, understanding the Lord wasn't there. So that's why when the Lord came on the scene, he came back to give sight of the wicked scribes and the Pharisees, because men had became corrupt. It was no longer men was teaching in the power of the Yahushua. This is Luke 4:18. It says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor, and he have sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captive, to recover the sight of the blind, and to set at liberty to them that are bruised. So when you go to, Isaiah 60, 1, I think it is, the Lord was saying what Isaiah said out of the book of the law. Now it says, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord, and he closed the book and gave it to the minister and sat down, and the eyes of all of them that were in the synagogue were fastening on him, and he began to say unto them, this day is the day the scriptures fulfilled in your eyes. And all him witnessed and wondered at the gracious works which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, is not this Joseph's son? See, they was astonished when the Lord spoke. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. You know, men are supposed to be astonished. They're supposed to be like, man, how the hell is this guy saying this? You see, the Lord, when he came on the scene, man, he wasn't no fucking smooth, slick talker, man, trying to gather as many subscribers. He wasn't a man like that. He wasn't a man like that. And a lot of you guys teaching like, you know, you teaching all smooth. The Lord didn't teach like that. So the Lord ain't in a lot of you fucking guys, man. Verse 23, and he said unto them, he shall surely say unto me this proverb, physician, heal thyself. Whatsoever we have heard in Capernaum, do also in thy country. And he said, verily, verily, I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country. So you're not going to be accepted in this word, man, if you're a true man of the Lord. That's why you see these guys like Gerald Osteen and certain men in this truth, they get a lot of views. And you got to understand that they're doing something to get a lot of views. Because if you're teaching the truth, nobody's really going to see eye to eye with you all the way unless you leaving things out or you're a false prophet and you're not teaching like that. If you're teaching in the strength of the power, you're going to be hated more than you love. That's why we know we have a lot of false prophets in these last days. And a lot of men sitting on high seats, which the Lord is going to bring their ass down. The Lord said, take the low seats. And that's why the scribes and the Pharisees hated the Lord, because he spoke with the authority and the power to actually sit in them high seats, but he wasn't in them high seats, because this is not our world to be sitting on them high seats. And always to be seen of men. A lot of you guys, you want to be seen of men, and this ain't our world. Verse 30, but he passing through the midst of them went his way and came to Capernaum, the city of Galilee, and taught them on the Sabbath days. And they were astonished at his doctrine, for his word was with power. The Lord always spoke in power, man. He didn't speak sweet talking. He didn't speak like he trying to talk women out of their panties, or he trying to stay on people's good side all the goddamn time. And that's a lot of you false prophets out there. And a lot of you teach like you're fucking dead, like you got an issue. A lot of you teach like you got fucking issues, man. And you're not even supposed to be teaching in that spirit, bro. It's fucking sad. It is sad. But Yahushua, he said, and they were astonished at his doctrine, for his word was with power. His word was with power. He didn't come in no weak ass spirit. He didn't come to talk about fucking women and having multiple women and all this bullshit all the time. You see, he came into speaking with word and with power. And when he actually spoke, he actually turned heads, and people they didn't know what to think, man. And that's why it was a division. See, when men, a lot of guys speaking this word, they ain't bringing no like division, or they're not having guys astonished. They're just highly esteemed and liked, which the majority of men that's on these pedestals and liked, they're a bunch of false prophets, and they're not really of the Lord. And this is what the Lord actually said. And this consists of Matthew 23. So Matthew 23 fits only it fits a lot of you guys sitting in high seats. I tell you that. You see? Knowing goddamn well you fit that description. That's why you guys never go into it, because you fit that shit. Anyway, verse 32 again, and they were astonished at his doctrine, for his word was with power, man. And in the synagogue, there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil, and cried out with a loud voice, saying, let us alone. What we have to do with thee, O Yahushua Nazareth? Art thou come to destroy us? I know thee, who art thou, Holy One of the Most High. And check this out. Then Yahushua, I'm gonna go back up. Then Yahushua Nazareth, art thou come to destroy us? I know thee, who art the Holy One of the Most High. And Yahushua rebuked his ass. So the Lord was always in the spirit of rebuke, saying, hold thy peace, come out of him. And when the devil had thrown him in the meads, he came out of him and hurt him not. You see, verse 36. And they were amazed and spake among themselves, saying, what a word is this? For with authority and power he cometh, he commandeth the unclean spirits to come out. You see? And the fame of him went out into every place of the country and round about for the miracles and the power which he spoke. Which, when they got back to the scribes and the Pharisees, they were looking to destroy this man. That's what they was looking to do. Now, I missed this up here real quick. I want to go back up. Luke 28. And I don't know how I skipped this, but Luke 4:28. And all they in the synagogues, when they heard these things, they were filled with wrath. You see that? And rose up to thrust him out of the city and led him unto the brow of the hill wherein their city was built, they might cast him down headlong. So they was looking to actually throw the Lord off a goddamn cliff. You see? A lot of you guys are not teaching to where guys want to throw you off a fucking cliff. You're teaching like a lot of guys are not teaching like the Lord. They're teaching like they want to, everything's all good. And when you read in Matthew's 21, it tells you that, they will accept my son when I send my son. But they didn't even accept the son either. Matthew 21, I'm just breezing through these. But they wanted to cast our people always wanted to kill the Lord, man. That's what they did to the prophets when the prophets came. They rejected the prophets. The prophets wasn't put here to be liked, man. Or to be famous or always fucking how they face in a fucking camera. It wasn't put there to be liked. The prophets were austere, where they were stern men. They came in low. The scribes and the Pharisees, they were looking to be exalted and to look good amongst the people and to deal with the widows and shit and to be corrupt behind closed doors. Looking good in front of the camera, but behind closed doors, there was a bunch of goddamn demons. And that's the same shit you got going on today. You got a bunch of guys that look, like the scriptures say in Matthew 23, they look good on the outside, but they just full of dead man's bones. Jeremiah 35:15, I have sent unto you also all my prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them, and you shall dwell in the land which I've given you to your fathers. But ye have not inclined your ears, nor hearkened unto me. And that's what our people do. They reject the prophets. So Lord is going to reject a lot of you men. And it was set up that way. It was set up for a lot of you clowns to follow these clout chasing pieces of shit that's out there that exalt themselves, so the majority of you guys can be destroyed by these and be led by the blind leading the blind, because these guys that exalt themselves, they don't really believe in the doctrine, and they don't believe in this. They're in this for ulterior motive. They're teaching this on an angle. Need it be for women, because I see a lot of guys that study doing topics on women all goddamn day because the spirit ain't there. There's so many things to go into. See, there's only a few true men of the Lord that's left. There's not that many sincere true men out there. That's why the Lord said that the harvest is plenty, but the true laborers are few, because many men teaching this word, they're going to come on an angle. And the angle is not really teaching the whole of Yahushua sincerely. Therefore, when you teach this thing sincerely, you're going to be hated and throughout the synagogue, okay? Because a lot of you fucking men, right? In camps, out of camps or whatever, you teaching this truth in a respect of persons, then you have a hatred for a sincere man that's not in the spirit that's like your ass. Like a lot of you guys are in that weak ass, soft ass, respect the person spirit. You're not in the spirit of the Lord. You're in the spirit of wanting to be accepted by the fucking world. So when you see men that don't give a fuck about being accepted about the world, you're offended by that. And you're like the scribes and the Pharisees. You have a problem with that because that's not how you're coming. You're trying to come all soft and spoken. But what you don't understand is the Lord didn't fucking come like you. He didn't come like you. Therefore, you coming soft and spoken like that's why a lot of people like your ass. Now, this is Matthew 21. I'm going to go right to this point real quick. Matthew 21:37. But the last of all, because the Lord, before this parable, he was sending his servants out, and what did they do? They slew him. You see, they put him to death. Now, let's see. Now, when the Lord came, let's see if they reference his son, because this parable is referencing the Lord. Matthew 21:37. But the last of all, he sent unto him his son, saying, they will reference my son. Now check this out. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance. So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a world full of damn killers and murderers and covetous goddamn clowns that want to take somebody else's place all the time. Verse 39, it says, and they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. You see what I'm saying? So check this out, verse 40. Because that's the spirit that's out here with a lot of men. That is the spirit of killing and murdering. For things you don't have, you want to kill and murder somebody else for what they have. And just showing that the Lord is not accepted. The Lord wasn't accepted like that. They wanted to always slew and kill the Lord. They wanted to throw him off the cliff. Because the Lord spoke with power, man. He didn't speak like you fucking dudes. You fucking dudes want to enlarge your subscribers and get more women and shit, you know? Always talking about women all goddamn day. Like, that shit ain't even important. And you know what? A lot of you guys, you're set up, man. You're set up to do that shit like that, bro. You know? The important thing is the true men of the Lord, they wasn't accepted. And they spoke with power. And they ruffled feathers. You see? Now, verse 40 says, when the Lord therefore the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto those husbandmen? And they say unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men, and will let out of his vineyard to other husbands, and shall render from his fruits in their season. So he will miserably destroy a lot of you fucking wicked men. Because as you go to Luke 11 and verse 50, it says, Luke 11 and 50, it says that the blood of all the prophets which was shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation. It says, from the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, which perisheth between the altar and to the temple, therein I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation, because they've always tried to destroy and kill the prophets. You see, and the Lord, all he did was heal, and he came to speak his Lord's word. But as in the days now, just like then, they've always sought to destroy the Lord. Now this is John 10 and 38. But if I do though ye believe not me, believe the works, that ye may know and believe that the Father is in me and I of him. See, that wasn't good enough. Now check this out, verse 39. Therefore they sought again to take him, but he escaped out of their hand. So they've always wanted to kill and destroy the Lord. That's what it's been about. They've always sought to destroy the Lord. That's what they put here to do. They put here to destroy the Lord. And that's the thing about it. They wanted to kill the Lord, and it got to a point to where he couldn't no longer walk openly. John 11 and 45. It says, then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Yahushua did believed on him. You see? See, the Lord was doing these things, and he had certain few men in the town, people that he healed, actually believing. That's what's going on now. A few men are actually believing on us brothers and the particular things that we're saying that we're doing, and it's making an effect. Verse 46, because the thing about this thing is being sincere. We're not in this thing to teach about women or to get women or to be highly esteemed and looked at. We just here to teach. And the thing is, a lot of you are not going to teach the things that you're supposed to be teaching. You're going to teach this thing so you can look good. You're not supposed to be looking good in this world. You're supposed to be hated in this world. You fucking clowns, man. You guys were a bunch of nobodies, and you use this truth just like the Christian pastors. See, we're set up to bring out these certain points. A lot of you are not set up to bring out points. John 11 and 46. But some of them went their way to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahushua had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees and council and said, what do we, for this man doeth many miracles? This man is doing a lot of works. Now this is what they said. This is their wicked counsel against the righteous. Like a lot of you guys, you're in this spirit, and you try to destroy men and throw javelins at them, but it don't fucking work. Because we at the end of your world, which your blood is going to be required of this generation. And the righteous man will prevail at this time. That's why the Lord said in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, their enemies beheld them as they got beamed up in them ships. And not just Esau. It's going to be a lot of you goddamn clowns that wasn't actually chasing the Lord. You guys were chasing clout and the respect of persons of men. You wasn't actually chasing after the Lord. Because if you would, you would have been moving much differently. And a lot of you guys, too, I'm going to say this. You got a lot of guys, too. You got certain guys. They do the work like they're diligent in the Lord, but deep down in their brain, they're not really going all the way with the Lord because they want to be looked at a certain way. And that's not how the Lord came either. So a lot of you guys are holding your sword back from blood. You want to respect the persons, and you want to be liked in this world. You still, that spirit is not going to leave a lot of you guys. You guys are going to stay in that spirit till the Lord put your crooked asses to death. John 11 and 48. If we let this, it says, if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away our place and nation. That's what you guys are worried about. You're worried about your position and your place. You fucking pieces of shit out there, man. Now it says, and one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest, said the same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all. Now consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, that the whole nation perish not. Thus this spake not of himself, but being the high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for that nation. You see that? So they were plotting to kill this guy. They were plotting to kill the Lord. And that's what they've tried to do throughout the times with the prophets, man. So if you're not hated, if you're not, guys are not scheming to try to put your name out there as dirty, you're not men of the Lord. A lot of you are not men of the Lord, man. You're not men of the Lord. You see, everybody wants to be like. You don't fit the criteria of a servant of Yahushua. Yahushua is not you guys' master. You guys are your own fucking master. Esau is a lot of you guys masters. That's why you fucking calling me. You fucking clowns out there. Now, check this out. And this spake not of, verse 52, and not of that nation only, but he also shall gather together in one in the children of the Most High that was scattered abroad. It says, from then that day forth, they took counsel together for to put him to death. You see? They've always had this thing out for Yahushua. Now, this was his own people that say they were teaching the truth. And you have guys in the truth, they're in the spirit, where they want to try to kill men that's actually teaching sincere and going places they ain't going because they can't do it. And then the thing about it, you just have actually sincere men teaching this word. When a lot of guys teaching, they know they ass ain't sincere. You see what I'm saying? Read 53 again. John 11 and 53. Then from that day forth, they took counsel together to put him to death. But a lot of you don't have that power in this time. You don't have that power. So check this out. John chapter 11 and 54. For all you guys that like to put yourself out there, look at what Yahushua had to do. Now, Yahushua therefore walked no more openly among the Jews, but went thence into a country near to the wilderness, into a city called Ephraim, and there continued with his disciples. So the Lord didn't walk no more openly like that. He wasn't out there on the forefront. He took the low. He wasn't exalted, but he did his Father's will. So a lot of men are not walking in the steps of Yahushua. They look to kill Yahushua constantly. A lot of you men, you're not walking in the stead of the Lord. You want to be famous in this world. But the scripture tells you, hey, they received their reward. You received your reward. So Yahushua is not of you, a lot of you men out there. Only a few. And it's really to the sincere. And with that, man, to be on to the next one. Hey, shalom.